pure Pepsi refreshment. Pepsi. So crack open a Pepsi, kick back, and enjoy. And remember, when you choose Pepsi, you support the Pepsi Refresh Project and help find ideas to refresh communities across America.
We are underway for the Pepsi Grand Stocks here at Langley Speedway. Tight battling up front between the 55 and the 30. They inverted the top 8 on the spin of the wheel by Rodney Boyd. Some smoke coming out of the back end of one of the cars up there in the top 3 or 4. And a couple of cars spin. And one goes down in the ditch. A couple go down in the ditch. The 77, Carl Livingston involved. And one car started smoking between 3 and 4. And nobody could see where they were going. Back there for about 4th. Go ahead, Wayne.
Michael, looked like the 81 had motor problem. Smoke was coming out the pipe. Probably more likely dropped a valve, which dropped a lot of water. I'm looking at the A car. He's got left front damage. I don't know. It looks like somebody might have got him in the wheel also. That wheel's not sticking like it usually does with a camber. You got to run negative camber in it.
That is our points leader, by the way, Ricky Derrick.
Trying to see if I can see any wheel marks on the wheel itself. Getting everything pulled away. And don't look like the wheel got hit. It looked like it's just body damage. Crew's straightening out much as they can, getting everything pulled away. Walk around on the opposite side over here. Everything on the right side looks good. Ricky, on the first race, first night out here, he came from the back 3 different times and ended up winning. So just because he's in here and having to start in the back again, doesn't mean he don't have a good chance to win.
He's done it before. And the 81 Brandon Hitson is now on pit road. That is the car that the smoke was coming from. And that got a little crazy. Once again, they inverted the top 8. So Rodney Boyd, he's going to be working his way up to the front. He had the fastest car today in qualifying. A couple of cars that are going to be working their way through the traffic. 77, Carl Livingston, and the 8 of Ricky Derrick. Watch them come to the front. And they will go back to the cars that were not involved in the wreck with a double file restart. The 55 is going to be up front. Robbie Parker. Next to the 30 of Chris Spangler. 67, Paul Lubno. He's ready to go. 81, he was the reason that we had the caution flag come out when the smoke came out of the back end of the 81. Brandon Henson. And let's see if we can get this underway one more time and get to lap 1. Restart for the Pepsi Grand Stocks, a 40-lap race at Langley Speedway, and the 55 takes off on the outside. Robbie Parker going to the front. In the orange and the black, 55, Chris Spangler down low on the 30 machine. Meanwhile, coming through the field in a hurry, Carl Livingston, 77, and the 8 of Ricky Derrick involved in the spin on the first lap that we had. They're going to be working their way through the traffic and already are. Mark Claire, the 7 car, takes over the second spot. Here goes Rodney in the 9. Rodney Boyd, hot rod, takes over third. Chris Spangler falling back a little bit. Paul Lubno coming to the front in the 67. Battling for 4th with the 30 of Chris Spangler. Side by side, he will get him at the exit of turn number 2. Heading to turn 3. Here goes Mark Claire working on the 55 of Robbie Parker. Top 3 and 4 cars right there, nose to tail, bumper to bumper. 3 laps completed out of a 40-lap race for the Pepsi Grand Stocks on Old Point National Bank Night. Mark Claire once again gets the nose of his car underneath the 55 of Robbie. Battles with the Betts Lawn Care number 7. Rodney is coming underneath the 55. He's going to battle now for the second spot. The challenge is won by Rodney Boyd, who takes over second, and here comes Lubno, 67. Ricky Derrick in the 77 of Carl Livingston coming to the front. It's Mark Claire leading. Rodney Boyd, Paul Lubno, Rodney Parker, Chris Spangler in the top 5. Mark Fry, Ricky Derricks continuing to move up. Carl Livingston as well. Gary Burke in the 1, then Andrew Condry, Michael Waters, Bubba Carr, Steve Durbin, Billy Newman, the 54 with some problems, and Brandon Henson in the 81. Billy Newman slowing up on the front straightaway. And he pulls into the pits. Mark Claire now with a challenge by the 9 of Rodney Boyd for the lead of the race. These two have gotten into it before. Great battle and a great fight for the lead of the race as Mark Claire tries to hold off Rodney Boyd. Mark Claire of Newport News with Hampton Roads Maintenance and Repair, Betts Lawn Care and Automotive, Marty Strickland Racing Engines on that number 7. Holding off the challenge for the moment of the 9. Hot Rod, Rodney Boyd of Yorktown, Charlie's Auto Repair, Thomas Roofing, Bird's Towing and Recovery, Crystal's Hair Studio, and Dana's Automotive helping him out this year. Then Lubno, Paul Lubno, getting his car working. Drove the 14 last year. He is in the 67 this year. PC Doctors Computers and Repair, 3-time Grand Stock champion in 1997, 2007, and 2008. Lubno in 3rd in 67. The 5 is off the pace a little bit. Bubba Carr. And heavy traffic just behind. 29 had to get out of the gas to avoid a crash. The 5 comes into the pits. Mark Fry was in a tough spot. He is still in 7th. Now he goes to the inside of Chris Spangler. A good duel between those two, but Mark Fry is going to win that. And here goes Carl Livingston, 77. Seaford, Virginia driver running for the Rookie of the Year. Bruce Livingston, Custom Builders, Gene Nichols, Peninsula Vending helping out Carl, and he has been getting faster and faster every race. They're getting faster up front too, as Mark Claire still looks in the mirror and sees nothing but the 9 of Rodney Boyd. The 5 going very, very slow, Bubba Carr. He's trying to inch his way into the pits. Top 2 cars pulling away from Paul Lubno, who's back in 3rd, about 6 to 7 car lengths behind Rodney Boyd. And again, all over the back bumper of the 7 is Rodney Boyd. He's not going to be afraid to use the bumper. Keep your head up for some t-shirts flying through the crowd. Bill Mullis is shooting them out to you. Mark Claire looking for another win this year. He's got 2 victories, the most of anybody this year in the Pepsi Grand Stocks. Ricky Derricks got 1 win. Rodney Boyd also with a win. Ricky Derrick leads the points of Rodney Boyd, Carl Livingston, Mark Claire, Robbie Parker, then Chris Spangler 6, Andrew Condry, J.R. Smith, Bubba Carr, and Mark Fry. They are the top 10 in points so far this year. And these two, the top 2 points leaders, battling out again, looking on the inside, Rodney Boyd. Great battle for the lead at the exit of turn number 2, the 7 and the 9, and 18 laps completed. Only a 40-lap race. Mark Claire's led half of it. Rodney Boyd, he wants the second half and the checkered flag. He gets the pass. He's up front. Look who else is headed to the front. The 8 car. He's already in 4th. Ricky Derrick, our points leader. Caution flag is out. They're talking about the 54 car on the radio. They want to get the 54 Billy Newman back in the pits, and they don't want him back out on the racetrack. And so they will get Billy Newman off the racetrack. And how about the job Ricky Derrick's doing? He's all the way back up into the 4th position. Ricky Derrick and Rodney Boyd, Carl Livingston, Mark Claire, Robbie Parker. And these two, Mark Claire and Rodney Boyd, have had history in the past between themselves, so anything can happen. Mark Claire wants to get that lead back. He led half of this race, and now Rodney wants to lead the second half. Getting back to the action here, 19 laps completed. We've got one, or it looks like at least one lap to go, until we get back to the green flag action. Rodney Boyd will be trying to hold off the challenge of the 7 of Mark Claire, the 67 Paul Lubno, the 8 of Ricky Derrick, and the 55 of Robbie Parker, who's in 5th. Andrew Condrey on the outside of the 9 of Rodney Boyd. The only car that chose to go to the outside and use the cone rule. Green flag is back out, and we have a little bit over halfway to go. Rodney Boyd got a good start ahead of Mark Claire. Paul Lubno, the 8 of Ricky Derrick on the back bumper of Lubno. Then the 55, Robbie Parker. Andrew Condrey on the outside, and falling back. He's going to try and get back in line just ahead of the 29 of Mark Fry. Can't quite squeeze in. Fry on the inside, and Carl Livingston is there in the 77. Then you've got Chris Spangler and Michael Waters in car 2, who's looking to get to the inside of Spangler and make that pass. Here goes the 8 of Ricky Derrick to the inside of Paul Lubno for the 3rd spot. Coming all the way from the rear of the field, Ricky Derrick again looking for another victory. Leading the points. He's got 1 win, looking for 2. Mark Fry on the inside of the 55 of Robbie Parker. Oh, and a spin. The 29 goes around Mark Fry. And so does the 77. He spins, or almost spins around, but he hangs on to it, does not spin. So Carl Livingston's okay. He did not spin around, but the 29 did, Mark Fry. And that brings out another caution flag and heads up for some Langley t-shirts.
He has modified that gun. I'm telling you, he probably could put one over that building.
That's not going to come out of my paycheck, is it?
Absolutely, Mike. We got 18 laps. It's going to be an exciting one. I guarantee everyone's going to be on their feet with the last lap of this race right here for 40. And with the call, here's Mike Allen.
All right, Chuck, and I can't wait till next Saturday night in the Hampton Heat 200-lap late model stock car race, the NASCAR Whelen All-American Series. $10,000 to the winner and the same ticket prices. That is an outstanding deal. Get more information this week at langley-speedway.com and join us between 6 and 9 o'clock at Peninsula Town Center. You know where that is, and down right there in the Coliseum area. Green flag flies again for the Grand Stock from Pepsi and Langley Speedway. Lubno all over the back end of the 8 of Ricky Derrick as he tries to get up there and take away the 3rd spot. Robbie Parker's on this inside, the 55. Great battle for the lead between the top 3 drivers. The 9, the 7, the 8. Rodney Boyd trying to stay up front ahead of Mark Claire and Ricky Derrick in the 8 car. Ricky Derrick, our points leader here at Langley Speedway. Driving the Botica Yo-Yo, One Stop Auto Wilson's, G. Nichols, Chevrolet. Mark Claire trying to get the nose of his car underneath that 9 of Rodney. He gets into him, sideways a little bit. Moves up ahead, takes the lead back. Mark Claire back in the top spot. Here goes Ricky Derrick. He gets to the inside of Rodney Boyd. Now he will fight for the lead with the 7 of Mark Claire on the back straightaway. All the way from the rear of the field, Ricky Derrick headed to the front, possibly headed to the checkered flag as we have 14 laps to go. Rodney Boyd, he wants a part of this action too. Look at this great race. Any one of these 3 guys can win it. Rodney Boyd, he's got the second spot again. Mark Claire goes back to third. And again, some great racing going on behind these guys. As Andrew Condrey, young driver, tries to stay ahead of Chris Spangler in the 30 car. 55 and the 77 continue to battle it out. And that is a race for the 5th position. Ricky Derrick, Rodney Boyd, Mark Claire, Paul Lubno, Robbie Parker, Carl Livingston, Andrew Condrey, Chris Spangler, Mark Fry, Michael Waters, Gary Burke, Stephen Durbin. Then you got Bubba Carr, who's out of the race. So is Billy Newman and Brandon Henson, the first out. Carl Livingston with a problem in the 77. The man who's third in the points with a problem. Ten laps to go. Ricky Derrick has taken off. We knew he had one of the fastest cars on the racetrack, watching those lap times when he was coming back up through the traffic. Meanwhile, the two of Michael Waters gets by Chris Spangler over here on the back straightaway. That is a battle for the 8th position. Andrew Condrey now on the outside of the 2 of Michael Waters. A battle for the 2nd spot. Mark Claire and the 9 of Rodney Boyd continue to battle that out. Top 5 in points once again. Ricky Derrick, Rodney Boyd, Carl Livingston, Mark Claire, and Robbie Parker. And our man who was up there in 3rd in the points, Carl Livingston, is being pushed. Looks like possibly behind the wall. Mark Claire again with the 9 of Rodney Boyd. These cars are just about even as far as lap times go, lap after lap. And the last lap, Rodney had an 18.978 and an 18.959 for Mark Claire. That is how close they are. And look how close they are as far as a bumper. Mark Claire says, hello, coming through. Caution flag is out because just ahead of these guys, Andrew Condrey and the 30 of Chris Spangler get together. Chris down in the ditch in the 30 Pocosin Auto Repair Machine. Ricky Derrick leads, Rodney Boyd, Mark Claire, Lubno, Robbie Parker, Fry, Waters, Condrey, Spangler, and Burke. They are the top 10. Gary Burke with a good run tonight moves up to 8th after Chris Spangler in the 30 car and the 40 of Andrew Condrey, who was up there in 9th, get together. No takers yet. Mark Claire, he's going to do it. Mark Claire is going to give it a shot from the outside. Now, you know Rodney's going to want to hang right on the back bumper of that 8 of Ricky Derrick when he takes the green flag. Lubno might have a chance also to get to the inside of Mark Claire. Let's see how fast that the 7 car is. Andrew Condrey will go up to the rear of the field. Defending champion Ricky Derrick holds a 10-point lead over Rodney Boyd in the current Grand Stock standings. They've each got 1 victory this evening. Here we go. The season ain't over yet as Mark Claire goes to the outside of the 8 of Ricky Derrick, tries to take the lead back from Derrick on the back straightaway. Ricky Derrick gives him plenty of room. He stays low on the racetrack. He's got a mirror full of the 9 of Rodney Boyd. It's any one of these guys up in the top 3. Any one of them can win it. Rodney sideways. Here goes Mark Claire again on the outside, racing door to door, but pulls ahead of Ricky Derrick and takes the lead back. He gets loose in between turns 3 and 4. This allows the 8 of Ricky Derrick to get back underneath. What a wild Pepsi Grand Stock race on Old Point National Bank night here at Langley Speedway. Still side by side for the lead, and it's going to be 3 laps to go this next time by for the Pepsi Grand Stocks at Langley Speedway. Derrick takes the lead back from Mark Claire. Mark follows the back bumper. Rodney is into the back bumper of Mark Claire. Lubno is is there in car 67. It's a 4-car battle for the lead. And the win. Last chance for Mark Claire, 2 laps to go. Andrew Condry's car is just ahead. He stays to the inside of the racetrack, lets the leaders go by on the outside, and it's 1 lap to go this next time by. Ricky Derrick worked his way all the way back from a spin on the first lap of the race, started at the rear of the field. He has come back to take the lead, and now to take the checkered flag on the Pepsi Grand Stock race, Old Point National Bank Night. Ricky Derrick wins over Mark Claire, Rodney Boyd, Paul Lubno, Mark Fry in the top 5, followed by Robbie Parker, Michael Waters, Chris Spangler, Gary Burke. Steve Durbin with a good run tonight comes to Langley. He finishes 10th. Andrew Condry, the 11th position. Carl Livingston, 12th. Bubba Carr, 13th. Billy Newman, 14th. And Brandon Henson, 15th. Great job by Ricky Derrick. He will pull into the Dale Lemons victory lane. Let's go to trackside.
Thank you very much, Mike. The A car. He started, he had misfortune on lap 1, was able to come from the back to the front. Win number 2 in 2011. The A car. We'll put it in the Dale Lemons victory lane here on Old Point National Bank Night at the races. Ladies and gentlemen, let's meet your most recent winner, Ricky Derrick. All right, a cool, refreshing Aquafina from Reverend Potter. Ricky, come on out here, man. First off, Ricky, wow. I mean, you had the misfortune on lap 1, and you bring it from the rear all the way up and win this one. It was not an easy battle, and I know you were thinking, man, that caution came out. Mark goes to the outside. You were able to hold your line and win this race.
Yeah, that was a tough one, man. Beginning of the race, when we spun out, I got hit in the left front wheel. I thought the night was going to be over. Messed the toe up a little bit, but might have helped the car. Them last couple laps were hairy, though. It's Mark Claire. He can drive his butt off, and so can Rodney. Real good racing between us. I got to thank some people that makes this possible. I got to thank Gene Nichols, because that guy, I can't say enough about him. George Coleman Racing Engines for building me one hell of an engine. Jimmy Atkins, wherever he just went to, but he helps me out a ton. He's helped me out the last 3 or 4 years. I want to thank my dad, Robin Nichols at Boutique Yo-Yo, One Stop Auto, my grandpa, my mom, dad, Thomas, my girlfriend, Brandy. She's standing there giving me the eye. But Paul Maxon, Chris Roberts, Julie. I got to thank my man over there. Come here, Jacob. Jeff Sweeney, I got to thank him. Come here, Jacob. My little son right here, because that's one of my biggest fans right here. This is my man.
Ladies and gentlemen, he drives the number 8. His name is Ricky Derrick, and this is Verley from Old Point National Bank, and she's the payroll administrator, so you want to be nice to her. Verley, meet Ricky Derrick. We'll get a photograph. Great race here tonight.
Yes, it was. Wonderful race.